Hey everyone, this week we are back doing a third copper melt. We are going to be taking the copper from the motor and starter that I stripped copper out of a couple of videos ago and melting it down into some ingots. What we're going to do differently this time is I'm going to try to get those ingots to a mirrored finish. Last time I just went over it with a wire wheel really quickly because I didn't really have the tools to go for a mirrored finish. This time I'm going to go for the mirrored finish even if I have to go buy some tools. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, we're going to grab my bucket of copper as well as my copper crucible, and let's fill this bad boy up. Now, I am also going to melt down the failed sand casting. It's not of much use to me right now anyways, so it will return to ingot form for the time being. Okay, so now as you can see, I am just pouring in all the last little bits of copper. I unfortunately got some of the gunk from that starter into my crucible, but it shouldn't be too much of a bother. I saved most of it, as you can see here in the bottom of my copper bucket. And now my crucible is nice and full, and it's ready to go right in the furnace and cast some ingots. Welcome to the dark side of the force. Alright. Tiny one. That one was cute. we're not gonna stick my finger in that.
What's the black on it?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's oxidation. I don't know. That's actually a pretty level bar. I think that's better than the other ones I've made. I'm just gonna clean up those sides and hopefully they'll come out nice. Got a little nugget. This is gonna be Nugget. You know how I made the other chest piece and called it Shorty?
Yeah.
This is gonna be Nugget. I'm gonna clean up this face. I'm gonna put 2 dots and a smiley face on it. And here is a lovely look at my graphite stirring rod having a piece of copper that got stuck to it when I was initially trying to get the copper to all melt down and not spill out of the crucible. Okay, so now we got our copper ingots cast. I'm going to try and put a mirrored finish on them. I don't know how this is going to go, but I've got some sandpaper, I've got some polish, and I've got a grinding wheel, so let's see what happens. I'm just doing this quickly and not even with my microphone. Apparently, the audio, which is provided for free with my editing app, is copyrightable, so I had to take the music off of these sections, so unfortunately, you don't get to hear any just chill music while I did this, because apparently my editing app decided to give me music with copyright claims on it. So that's fun. Enjoy! Okay, so this is what we ended up with for the first ingot. I worked my way up to 2000 grit sandpaper from 220 grit sandpaper. And what I'm going to do for the next one is I'm going to spend a little bit more time on each grit of sandpaper so that I can get it to be a nicer mirrored finish. But for a first overall attempt, I'm pretty happy with how this ingot came out. Just pretend there's some lovely, calm, soothing music while you are watching me clean up this second ingot, because once again, apparently the only music provided to me has copyright claims. And I'll find more music for the future, but for this video, I wanted to just get it out. So, no music, yay! Okay, so as you can see, I actually did get these ingots to a very near mirrored finish. They weren't quite as good as I wanted to get them to, but for a first attempt, I'm actually very, very pleased with how they came out. I only went to 2000 grit with them because that's what I bought. Now, I think next time I make mirrored ingots, I'm going to go to 3500 grit, because you can still see the grain a little bit on those ingots, so I think 3500 grit will help to get rid of that and also make the polish be a lot nicer, and I want it to really reflect whatever you're looking at to be a much better mirror, obviously. And one thing that I did realize I made a mistake in doing was I decided to use the buffing wheel to clean up the sides of the smaller copper ingot after I made the mirror on top, which ended up damaging the mirror finish a little bit. So what you could clearly tell when I started working on the bigger one is that I actually went over it with the copper wheel beforehand, or the buffing wheel, sorry. And the other thing is that kind of annoys me a little bit is that in those little circle bubble spots that I didn't quite get to sanding to because the surface wasn't quite level, unfortunately some of the polish got stuck in there, and there's little bits in there that I'm going to try to get out, but it did get stuck in there. It's not that big of a deal, but it does annoy me a little bit. Otherwise, that is all I have for everyone today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these mirrored ingots, and I will see you next week. Bye!